Oh, lassie, lassie, so far from home, have you traveled back to a time gone by? Is it real or just a dream? What strange new world have you entered?
The Raleigh Tavern was the center of social activity during colonial times here in Williamsburg. George Washington, Patrick Henry, Thomas Jefferson made fateful decisions right on this very site. Later they met here to issue the call for the First Continental Congress. Now, if you'll all follow me, I'll take you inside.
Well, now, how about some of these fresh-baked gingerbread cookies? Couldn't have a body going hungry, could we? No, sir. You know, I've had kings and queens, prime ministers and presidents to visit my bakery, but I do believe you're the very first colleague. And manners, too.
To you. stay, Seth?
You just keep out of this, counselor. It's my concern.
The drummer's with that collie, and you're carrying a rifle. I'd say that also makes it my concern. Now, Seth, settle down now.
That's a wild dog, Wakefield.
I think you're wrong.
But just look at it. That's a killer dog, and I mean to see it's put away.
Dogs have rights same as anyone else, Seth.
You taking up for that dog?
Looks like. Suppose you bring this case to court. Let the judge decide.
You're a fuzzy thinking fool, Wakefield.
Don't worry, drummer. We'll have this girl fixed up in jig time.
There you go. That'll do it. And that, my young friend, is about the size of it. Now, as a law student, what pertinent observations do you have to make?
Well, I'm afraid I have none, sir. If Mr. Plummer does bring charges against this collie, I just don't know.
Benjamin, being forthright is a commendable virtue. However, if in fact you intend on becoming a lawyer, you must never, I repeat, never admit you don't know. Except, that is, to yourself.
Well, my answer should have been, sir?
Your answer should have been that with indulgence, you will withhold your observations till further serious study on the matter. You see?
Indeed I do, sir.
But then, Benjamin, then you will find the answer. The correct answer.
Yes, sir.
Sam, come on in. I was more or less expecting you.
Hello, Jim.
Benjamin, you know Sheriff Hobbs.
Oh, yes, sir. Nice to see you, sir.
How are the studies coming in, fellow?
Oh, very well, thank you. Working with Mr. Wakefield has been a revelation. I'm very fortunate.
You and many others before you.
Seth Plummer filed a formal complaint, did he, Sam?
He did indeed. And that's the defendant?
Yep.
Judge Barton has a clear calendar Monday morning. He can hear the case then, if that gives you enough time.
Could be plenty.
Seth wants me to put the collie in the lockup till trial time.
Well, that won't be necessary, will it? She'll be in my custody. All right?
Yeah, fine.
And thanks, Sam, for dropping by.
Good.
Benjamin, seems we have a most unusual case. Start looking for precedent.
Yes, sir.
Benjamin?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Why aren't you out walking that young lady friend of yours?
Well, she understands, Mr. Wakefield.
Good. Found anything?
Well, yes, I might be on the track of something. Let me see, People versus Milford, Boston, 1876. I, haven't gotten too far, but it has something to do with a cat.
Cats, Benjamin. Plural. Mr. Milford was convicted of possessing too many cats. Disturbed the other tenants in his rooming house.
Yes, sir. Well, has anything occurred to you yet, sir?
No, but when it does, Benjamin, believe me, you'll be the first to know.
Yes, sir.
Come on, you two. Let's take us a thinking walk, hmm? Fellow just seems to be stunned, girl. Compassion of some of God's creatures.
And that dog was trespassing on private property, intending to kill my turkeys. It's wild and should be put away.
If Your Honor, please.
Mr. Wakefield.
I'm certain Mr. Plummer will agree that this collie couldn't read his no trespassing sign.
Never said he could, but that's not the point.
But you stated in your accusation that the defendant deliberately and with malice crossed onto private property.
Mr. Wakefield, the court will agree with your contention that the defendant had no way of understanding the meaning of that sign. But will you please confine yourself to pertinent facts?
Well, the facts are that dog was heading straight for my turkey pens, Judge. Ain't the first time there's been killer dogs around, and won't be the last. And I intend to go right on protecting what's mine.
Your intent is quite clear, Mr. Plummer. And I don't mean to abridge your rights, but this collie's intent when she approached your turkey pens, can you be certain of that?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you sure she was after your turkeys?
Why,
Couldn't she simply have been after a drink of water or some food left over from your table?
Judge, how can he prove what was in that dog's mind? He's speaking darn foolishness.
Did Thomas Jefferson speak foolishness? Did Patrick Henry and Washington, when they spoke in the old Capitol, not a mile from this very spot?
Mr. Wakefield, I fail to see how the case against a dog can possibly...
Your Honor, those men fought for individual liberty, for the inherent dignity of all men. They were the architects of independence. We're standing on ground that's the cradle of freedom. The dream of a new world became reality because of the vision and courage of those patriots. Many men died for our rights. That's what restored colonial Williamsburg is all about. And to my mind, there's no reason those same rights can't be extended to include this defendant. She's on trial for her life.
Those are fine words, and there's no denying them. But they only serve to indicate why you are representing this defendant, not how you plan to defend.
Ah, Benjamin, a timely arrival.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm assisting Mr. Wakefield in this case, and I bring with me Exhibit A.
All right, young man, let's see it.
What you got there?
Baby turkeys. I had to go all the way to Richmond to find them. Well, I didn't think I could borrow them from your place.
Just what do you intend to prove with this exhibit, gentlemen?
That the collie had no intention of harming Mr. Plummer's turkeys when she crossed onto private property. With your indulgence, Your Honor.
Please.
Come on, girl. Lie down.
Well, Mr. Plummer, unless you have further argument.
No, none at all.
Charges against the defendant are dismissed. Hearing's ended.
There you go, girl. You're not going to need this bandage anymore. Goodbye, girl.
From Williamsburg, where patriots died, your freedom won, you journey on. Across a muted battlefield, with hope your only companion. Courage, lassie, be loyal and true. A valiant spirit will guide your way. Courage, lassie, will lead you home to the arms and the heart of your master.